as you see in the title. Now, look, when you don't judge a picture by the, whatever. It's not, people are not boycotting possibly because there's two black quarterbacks. We've seen this same matchup 2 years ago, matter of fact. This is Super Bowl 59. So it's going to be Jalen Hurts and the Eagles versus Kansas City, Pat Mahomes. The matchup that a lot of people did not want. One, for several reasons. We just got this a few years ago. It was a great game, but the Eagles lost. Two, it's Kansas City fatigue. People are tired of seeing the Chiefs. And look, if you watch sports long enough, you've seen dynasties and you've seen the same teams win over and over and over. I can get past that. Greatness is greatness. It's the officiating that is really picking a lot of people off. And you watched that game last night, and there's two calls that everybody's going crazy, though. Now, look, I give Kansas City credit. I think they got the best defense in the league. They're the best situational football team in the league. They're prepared that no situation is too big for the Chiefs. I give them that. But there's a play that I saw in the first half towards the end where there's a ball that Kansas City, Pat Mahomes airs his pass out down the field to the 10-yard line. It looks like the DB from the Buffalo Bills is ripping it out of the guy's hands. The ball falls on the ground. You see it in real time and then in slow motion. Tony Romo and Jim Nantz on the broadcast say the same thing. They're like, oh, the ball touched the ground. Everyone's saying it. And then they announced that the ball is Kansas City's, its first goal. And I'm like, damn, they just got a free play. Then they run another play. It goes nowhere. Buffalo challenges it. Never seen this sequence in my life watching football where you can challenge the previous play after the second play's already been ran. They went to a commercial break, and then when we come back, Jim Nantz is like, okay, well, guys, that last play we saw never happened, right? And Buffalo's challenging this controversial drop catch or whatever, and they do the challenge just to give the Chiefs the ball anyway, when you can clearly see it was an incomplete pass. That is the stuff that is pissing a lot of people off that they're frustrated about. It's just like, look, teams get good calls, bad calls. It goes hand in hand. But it feels like with Kansas City, they get every call for every situation. And then what happens on the very next play? Mahomes throws a slant in the corner, in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. And it's like, oh, God. So you had that. And then in the fourth quarter, big time, and I kept saying this when I was watching because I'm rooting for the Bills, and I'm like, y'all have to be more creative on these fourth down calls. Stop doing the Eagles tush push, brotherly shove. Josh Allen is a big guy. He can run, but do something different. James Cook was cooking last night. They kept running these quarterback sneaks with Josh Allen, and it was questionable, but you can clearly tell Josh got over the line. You can see it. Everyone online is saying the same thing. I'm looking at it from different angles like you see here. It's a first down. They overturned that and gave it to the Chiefs, turnover on downs. They scored again. And with that being said, Allen took the Bills to down the field with, 3 minutes left. They tied it 29-0. But then you give Mahomes the ball back and they, 3-point game. And it came down to that 4th and 5. And the one time there was no max protection on the Bills' behalf, Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, sent this crazy dime blitz, and Allen flushed out to the right, and it was a bad play, and game over. And, yeah, Bills, you let us down. Washington let us down, too. Just Philly fans are insufferable. But, yeah, for certain purposes, like I said, you got two fan bases that are not very popular. You have Taylor Swift, who people are annoyed of. Now, you got the Swifties. Her fans are going to watch. But you also got the Drake fans. And that'd be a good question. Is Drake as big as Taylor Swift? Probably is. Drake fans are also talking about boycotting the Super Bowl because of the Kendrick stuff, the halftime performance. They don't want to see Kendrick Lamar and performing that song at the Super Bowl, even though Drake is already, didn't he sue him? He's not supposed to do it anyway. But the Drake fans are not going to watch. At least that's what they're saying. Emotions are running high. But like I said, we've seen this before. When the Rams and the Saints had that playoff game a few years ago, the bad PI call, the ratings were down like 40% for that Super Bowl. So if you're an advertiser, you should be nervous because that's the biggest day of the year for advertising companies. The Super Bowl is the biggest, most watched show of the year. Doritos, Coca-Cola, Uber, all of these ads. But if people are not tuning in, and you've seen it the other week, the college national championship game, Notre Dame and Ohio State was the lowest watched game in history of college championship football. So it could be a possibility. But a lot of people are pissed off and fatigued about Kansas City and these refs. And, you know, who likes Eagles fans? Let's just be real. I love Saquon Barkley. I'm happy for Saquon. But, I mean, the Eagles, ugh. But let me know what y'all think if y'all are going to watch this. Super Bowl 59. If this is the matchup you wanted. I was rooting for Washington, respectfully, last night. And I was rooting for the Buffalo. So I guess the matchup I was rooting for was Washington and Buffalo. Rookie quarterback. Bills never done it. That would have been a good story. This one is, okay, can the Eagles get payback from last time, or do you want to see Mahomes win 3 straight? So that's your story. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.